Making others Homiah, meaning giving them a good life, is so much about generosity and acts of love. I love cooking for others and feeding people. And so when people come together and sit around the table, they're just reminded to stop and be part of a community and break bread together. That's what Homiah is about. I'm Michelle. I'm the founder of Homiah, located in Brooklyn, New York. Homiah is a Southeast Asian pantry. I make sauces from Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia based on the family recipes of where I grew up in Malaysia. Homiah means the good life, and where I grew up, it was often used to mean when you're eating well or when you're being really well taken care of. I wanted others to feel Homiah by being able to cook with our sauces and spices. My grandmother, Noni, was a really famous cook back in Malaysia, and so when I moved to the US, I really missed the food from home, and that inspired me to start cooking for others. Eventually this became a passion, and I began doing supper clubs and pop-ups, and when people started asking me how to cook the foods at home, I decided to launch this business. I think the proudest moment for me has been seeing our product go initially from just being online and something I would bring to my pop-ups to actually seeing it on store shelves. We've gone from less than 10 stores last year to 50 stores towards the end of last year, and by the end of this year we'll be in almost 1,000 stores. So that is a huge leap for not just for me, but for every small business owner who has a dream of getting their products out there. Running a business, being the only full-time employee, is very busy and a whirlwind. Some of the challenges that we face is just educating people about how to use our spices. There aren't that many people who are super familiar with every corner of Southeast Asia necessarily, so Malaysia could be a really new thing for some folks. That's why I hired Philip, a freelancer on Fiverr. He's a food content videographer and photographer, and he's been doing this amazing content to expose people and teach them how to use what some people think are unusual products in an everyday setting. I've definitely learned a lot from Philip about the quality of making content. He just really shows you that in order to explain what you're doing with food, the best way is to make people want to eat it. Even though Philip isn't located in New York City, he's located in Chicago, but I'm able to find and work with people who aren't located in the same place through Fiverr. As a small business, it's hard for us to obviously have any kind of full-time staff or employees. Right now, I'm the only full-time employee. So people like Philip, who are masters and talented at what they do, but offer their services to different clients, and also often are willing to work and be flexible with their budget in order to support community members, are really core to growing small businesses like mine. I've had the most amazing community response and feel that what I'm doing is not just me giving to the community, but the community gives so much back to me by supporting the products that I make. As we grow into more stores, we'll need to constantly innovate. So I hope that Fiverr's workforce will kind of be able to support me as my business grows. In the last decade or so, there's been a lot of increase in Asian immigration from Southeast Asia in particular. I think it's great that the US is such a diverse and amazing place and celebrates so many different cultures. It's really great to see Southeast Asian cuisine and the representation of those cultures in the restaurants and now in the grocery stores. I think my grandmother would be really excited about Homiah and the fact that her recipes and flavors are halfway across the world. The foods that she served us were taken so much to heart by her grandkids that we wanted to build a whole identity, a whole career, even though we live halfway across the world.